Which let's move on to this. So, because I then went on to do the article, don't blame the actors, because it's funny because I mean it's Star Wars that it's the one that
this is going to be a bitch to cut up this week.
Okay, let's go back to Mando then. Hang on, let's just go back to Wayne's World. Now let's go back to blame the actors, right?
Fuck off.
But with it, Ahmed Best, he got a new Star Wars movie was coming out. Everybody was excited. I remember being on the phone to my mates. Oh, I can't wait and everything else, waiting for the trailer and stuff. He got cast as a character in a brand new Star Wars movie being made by George Lucas, right? I can't imagine what that must feel like. And yet then the movie comes out. Jar Jar Binks is a toy commercial and everybody hated him, but then everybody seemed to blame Ahmed Best for how crappy Jar Jar was, to the point where he was getting death threats, and he said he had people coming up to him in the street saying, "You ruined my childhood," because, how crappy Jar Jar was and everything else. And it's like, it's not really his fault. He was playing the character and speaking the lines and everything else, but it was George Lucas who came up with the character.
Though.
I can imagine
I do believe it happened. I do believe it happened because because this kind of shit's been going on since TV and movies. There's been actors that have constantly recounted, like Larry Hagman said people would just spit on him because he was J.R. Ewing, or
Matt. Just to give you an example that you'll know, I can't remember his name now. Not Ken Barlow. But it was somebody from Coronation Street, and he said the actor, he had all women coming up and slapping him in the face for what he'd done to Gail Tinsley and all this kind of stuff, because people do genuinely believe that is the person that they are.
Yeah, but you never saw Ahmed Best. You just saw him as this stupid orange lobster.
Well, no, you got he was well known who was playing Jar Jar. It was all, because the media blitz when Phantom Menace came out was ridiculous. And they had all kinds of behind the scenes, and they did spotlights on every single character because this is a new Star Wars movie. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. And so they, that unfortunately Ahmed did get a lot of shit for playing Jar Jar, and he shouldn't have. It's like Kelly Marie Tran. That's still happening. I've seen where she got just royally just screwed over in Twitter and that kind of stuff. Yeah, her character was shit. Jar Jar was a shit character. That's not the actor's fault. And that's the thing that people have got to separate that out. Do not go after actors because they make nonsense claims on Twitter, or they, can't keep their mouth shut about politics. But don't go after them. I don't even follow
Mark Hamill on Twitter because, again, he goes on about politics, and I don't care. I just don't care. He's
lost it.
Mark Hamill.
He's lost his mind. Yeah. And that, that's fine. That's them, and that's their responsibility. But playing a character you didn't like, doing the best they can and getting a paycheck, and that's their job, leave them the hell alone. It's not. Don't go.
J.J. Abrams. And so, like I say, reading about it, because, like I say, Moses Ingram, who played Reva, was pre-warned that all the toxic fans are going to be racist against her and everything else. But again,
we're going to make sure it happens. Because
her character was crap from the start. And in that edit that I saw of the Obi-Wan movie, which was cut down from the series, he cut most of Reva out, and it actually made a lot more sense and was a lot more watchable. And like I say, they wrote this crappy character, and then they put all the focus on the actor to sort of say, well, the actor, and it's like, no. This is down to you, the writers. You all wrote a crappy character, and yet you're getting away with it, and you're carrying on working. Where Moses Ingram, there was going to be a spin-off of the Inquisitors and everything else, but that all got cancelled. And it's like, that's not Moses Ingram's fault. That's down to you, the writers, writing a crappy story, and it's not the toxic fans either.
Yeah, but wasn't she being a big gobby about on social media about being a black woman and all that bullshit?
She was.
Let's be honest, she was a terrible actress in that.
Honestly, she wasn't good in that. I think she is a good actress. Or she's done good things in other stuff, but she was miscast in this. She came across too much like a petulant child instead of an imposing,
a threat,
dark Jedi.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It was embarrassing.
Half of it was how she played the character, but half of it was how they wrote the character. So, where does that gets a little hard to figure out sometimes. Where does it begin and end? Given how they wrote her, why wouldn't she act like that
with Disney screwing us over?
Fuck you, Disney.
But no, I just like to say, I thought that was just an interesting little article that, a lot of actors, like I say, Eggy, over here, like I say, people in Coronation Street, I know they've been spat at in the streets and all sorts of stuff. And it's, like I say, it's so bizarre that...
Yeah, but let's be honest, Phil. People that won't watch soap operas anyway are fucking idiots anyway. So they've got a high level of intelligence to start with.
Hey, my mum watches soap operas, so you're absolutely right, yeah.
Weren't we just talking about marketing? That's probably not a good start right there. Just insult anybody who might come to the site. If you watch soap operas, fuck you.
Yeah, we don't want you.
But yeah, like I say, I thought it was, like I say, an interesting article because...
it does not make her a man, yes, you're right.
Yelling does not make her a man. Apparently it does on TikTok. More yelling you do. So, like I say, it was an interesting article. The actors seem to get the blame for some of this, and Ahmed Best had been redeemed. And I was like thinking, I don't think he was redeemed because he did the best he could. I mean, people say about Hayden Christensen, and his performance was terrible. And it was like, that man deserves an Oscar for the crap that he was given to say, and the acting direction. That man is a legend to do the performance that he did. Again, because Anakin was wafer thin a character throughout the first three those movies. And George Lucas, when you see the behind the scenes videos, Lucas is just literally sat there with a coffee, sort of going, cut, action, cut.
Side note, we've got that Star Wars convention over here in a couple of weeks, and my son Jake's going to it with his friends, and they've paid to have a meet and greet with Hayden and Ewan.
Oh man.
So Starks asked me if I'll ask him if he'll write an article and give us some pictures. So,
brilliant! Yeah, happy days. That's one of those things I would love to do, but at the same time, I don't know if I'd keep my mouth shut. Oh, Hayden Christensen, it's really good to meet you. I mean, you were god awful in Obi-Wan. Ewan, why? Why did you do it? Was it just a paycheck? Phil was removed from the Star Wars convention.
No, you don't know if you keep your mouth shut. We absolutely know you wouldn't keep your mouth shut.
At least I'd get kicked out for something. I mean, that would be, But no, Matt, that's really awesome that you're allowed to go into that.
Yeah, he's going, and check this out as well. His mate who he's going with has got a new job doing marketing, and he's going to Australia, and his new company, bearing in mind he's only been there a week, because he's paid to do this meet and greet, they're flying him back from Australia so he can go to the Star Wars convention for 2 days, and then they're flying him back out to Australia to finish his job. How amazing is that?
Yoda, where's our budget?
It's a different world, man, and you and I aren't a part of
it. I remember my last payoff from the last movie Outpost was a half-eaten wagon wheel. And
I didn't want the rest of it. Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.